Eli tore away from his father, sandals grinding against the dirt, so sharp he nearly pitched forward. The knight spun at the edges of his vision, black haze swallowing the corners until the courtyard seemed to tilt under him. The noise from the house was unbearable. Drum beats pounding like hammers against his skull, shrill pipes piercing his ears, laughter slicing through him like knives. Each sound was a weapon, each cheer another blade turned in his chest. His stomach clenched hard, sour and hollow, bile rising fast. He gagged, doubled slightly, but nothing came, only the acrid burn in his throat. He pressed a fist against his mouth, jaw aching as his teeth ground together. My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. The words pulsed through him like iron bands clenched around his ribs. Mockery, cruelty disguised as comfort. Son? Now? Spoken for the first time only because another had returned. Never for him. Never when he was a boy with arms straining under the harvest. Never when he searched his father's face for love and only found silence. Heat surged up behind his eyes. His vision blurred, wet and hot, but no tears came. Only a burning sting that made the world swim. His hands shook violently. He curled them into fists, nails gouging crescents deep into his palms until blood beaded. The sting of it barely registered. His arms quivered, shoulders locked so tightly they ached, every muscle screaming as if the rage itself might tear him apart from the inside. He stumbled forward, steps too quick, too uneven. The ground heaved beneath him, dizziness rolling through his body until he swayed like a drunk. His breath came in ragged bursts, shallow and desperate, his chest heaving as if the air itself had turned poisonous. He pressed both of his hands to his ribs, clutching himself like he could hold his body together, but the hammering of his heart was wild, uneven, so hard it rattled his bones. Memory struck sharp and merciless. The year the rains had almost failed, his body small, his arms straining with bundles. He had not tied the bundles tight enough. And when the donkey had stumbled, his father's scolding lashed him raw. That was the moment the boy in him withered. Play ended. Laughter died. And from then on, he was the strong one, the reliable one, the obedient cage of a son. But now, as his chest locked and his throat seized, he felt the cost tearing through him. His boyhood buried, his manhood hollow. His breath caught so tightly he gasped against the night like a drowning man. He lurched against a post, clinging with both hands, his body shaking uncontrollably. Nausea rose again, sharp and bitter, and he gagged, stomach convulsing, though still nothing came. Sweat beaded cold along his spine, while his face burned hot, fevered. The vines beyond blurred and warped, twisting into the dark like shapes that writhed, ribs of some monstrous beast closing around him. He blinked, but the sight didn't clear. His body wasn't his own. It shook, it trembled, it betrayed him. What about me? The thought tore loose, raw, animal. What about the one who never left? The one who never dared? Am I not lost too? Or do I not count because my prison is obedience rather than indulgence? The music swelled louder, a roar of celebration, dancing feet shaking the earth. Ellie's breath caught hard. His vision whited out for a heartbeat, dizziness consuming him. If he turned back now, he knew in the sick racing of his heart, in the fire boiling in his veins, he would set the whole damned house ablaze. The night air cooled around him, damp against the sweat clinging to his skin. Ellie leaned against a post, his body trembling with the last shudders of rage. His breath came uneven, but no longer ragged, each inhale deepening a fraction more than the last. Weakness filled his limbs, heavy and hollow, as if the anger had burned everything out of him and left only ash. The noise of the feast carried faintly, muffled now, like echoes from another world. He crouched low in the dirt, elbows pressed to his knees, his hands twitched against his thighs, restless, empty. What about me? The question came again, quieter but heavier. I gave my everything. This is how you repay me? A rustle stirred among the vines. Ellie lifted his head. Ezra stepped forward. Dust streaked his tunic, a pruning knife at his belt. His hands steady, unhurried. He stopped a few paces away, eyes resting on Ellie without demand. You're out late, Ezra said softly. Ellie swallowed. His throat was raw, his voice catching, couldn't stay inside. Ezra nodded, as if that explained everything. He came closer and then lowered himself to the dirt beside him. The movement slow, deliberate. For a moment they sat in silence, the cool air threading between them. Finally, Ezra spoke. Your father loves you. Ellie let out a sharp breath, half laugh, half sob. Does he? He's never said it. Not once, until tonight, when it wasn't even for me. Ezra's eyes stayed on him, steady. Not everyone knows how to speak what they feel. Some men carry love like a stone in their chest and never find the words to give it away. But it's still there. I've seen it, Ellie, in the way he trusts you with everything, in the way he leans on you. It may not sound like love to you, but it is. Ellie pressed his palms together, shaking his head. Then why does it feel like nothing? Why do I work and still feel empty? Ezra's voice was low, firm. Because strangers to love do not know how to give it. And you've been starving. Anyone would be. He paused, then added, but don't mistake silence for absence. I know your father. He does love you. Ellie's throat tightened, heat stinging his eyes again. He turned his face away, ashamed of the wetness gathering there. Ezra let the silence rest before speaking again. You are a good man, Ellie. I see how hard you work to please him. I see the weight you carry. You've never asked for thanks, but you deserve it. You've given more than anyone knows, and I need you to hear this. You are not invisible, not to me, not to God. The words hit him harder than he expected, not like a rebuke, but like water on parched ground. Ellie's chest trembled, his breath breaking unevenly. Ezra leaned forward slightly, his voice even gentler. You don't have to prove your worth. Not to your father, not to your brother, not to anyone. You already are worth something because you are you. For a long moment, Ellie could not speak. His body shook with the ache of it. A lifetime of hunger pressed against the dam of his silence. Then slowly, he nodded, his shoulders slumping as though some unbearable weight had finally been set down. The feast still raged in the house behind them, but in the quiet of the vineyard, something else was happening. A smaller celebration, unmarked by pipes or drum, the kind that begins when one person finally feels seen.